Hey, so today I got this really simple, really easy mod that I'm going to show you guys through. It's to the PS4 controller, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking off its buttons and we're going to be putting LEDs where the buttons go with some clear buttons, and it's all thanks to this kit, which pretty much just does everything for you, and all you have to do is pop it in. It's a kit made in China. You can buy it on Amazon. I'll throw a link to where you can buy it, but before you buy it, make sure you watch the whole video, because later at some point there's actually a pretty major flaw in this kit, and I kind of want you guys to see that flaw before you go and buy it. For anybody to ever want to buy this, you can see and be the judge. It worked and it was fine, but you'll see what I'm talking about later. So what you get in the kit is you get the surface mount LED strip, you get the clear buttons, you get a screwdriver, some tweezers, and a spudger, and this is what it really is. This is the kit. It's the LEDs already surface mounted on some flex PCBs, so all you have to do is stick them in their place. And these plastic tweezers that it comes with, garbage. Just throw those away, they're trash, get some real tweezers. Now this is interesting. It's a spudger, which helps you actually open up the PS4 controller once you take the screws out. So that's actually helpful. The screwdriver, I have 17 screwdrivers, I don't need one. And then these clear buttons. This is how I found the kit, because I was just looking for clear buttons and I was going to do the LEDs myself. And then when I saw this kit for $35, I was like, screw it, let's just do that. Save me all the hassle, and it'll be a nice kind of like beginner style mod for people. I was like, yeah, let's make a video about that. And then here's the driver board for it, where pretty much this board, it intercepts between the battery and the main board of the PS4 controller. So let's open this up, and I'll go more in depth on everything once we crack this open. But here's that spudger, and it's because you undo the screws of the PS4 controller, but it's still, they're like clipped. It's clipped in, so by separating it, you can pop open those clips. And that's what makes the spudger nice. Usually I would just use a flathead screwdriver, but to have a plastic one, it just makes it a lot easier. And that's how you pop off the back. If you've never opened a PS4 controller, they're not as bad as PS3 controllers where they just explode as soon as you open them. But there is that ribbon cable that connects the back LED to the main board. And then very similar to PS3 controllers, battery same location. Oh, and while we got it opened up, we're just going to clean off all the grime. We're going to clean the grime because controllers get grimy because your hands touch them all the time. So battery's out, and then we're going to take off the battery holder. And like I said about the main board, it intercepts the battery, and that's kind of like where the issue is that I'll get to later with this whole kit. Here's another piece that connects the touchpad to the main board. You gotta pull that little ribbon cable out, and once you get all this out, that's when you pretty much just stick on the new kit. Oh, well, you also gotta switch the buttons, but that's no biggie. That's pretty easy. So right here, this is how the kit goes. It's a very thin PCB with LEDs on it, and you just stick it to where the LEDs are gonna go, and they're gonna shine through the clear buttons. Very easy. It's just a lot of finagling because you got all those wires that you gotta put in there. So right now I'm putting the clear buttons in instead of the original buttons, and then putting the membranes back and all that. So I don't know, I felt like I could just speed through that because that's, like I said, self-explanatory. Pull the old buttons out, put the new buttons in, and now here's where we start to put the surface mount LED flex PCB pads. It was nice that they created this kit. It just makes it easy, so you don't have to do this, because this would be a lot of work if you were to just do this mod. I've done this mod before. Actually, this was my first YouTube video ever that I ever posted, was LED modding a PS3 controller. Go back and watch that and see how bad I was at making videos. But it's a lot more work when you do it manually versus the kit. So this controller was done for a really good friend of mine, kind of as a surprise. They had no idea. I was just like, hey, let me see your PS4 controller. They were like, okay. They just gave it to me, and then I was just like, they're like, why do you need it? I was like, no reason. I was like, let me just borrow it for a day. Because I'm not modding for people anymore. I'm not doing mods. You can't send me anything anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I already did that. But I still want to mod for my friends for YouTube videos and I want to mod for you guys to show you guys stuff. So boom, there you go. I just stuck all the stickers on it, and we just go to put it back together. And then we gotta still plug it all into the battery and all that. Oops, almost forgot the... There we go. You gotta put those in first, or else you have to take the whole thing back. It was a really nice gesture to do this for my friend, because this particular friend has been there for me, done really nice things for me. So it's like that's how you build friendships, is by, you know, being there for one another, listening to one another, talking to one another, supporting one another through endeavors. And that's how friendships are formed. And I feel like with social media these days, I feel like people think they know how to become friends because of social media, because it's so easy to talk to people. But in reality, that's not how you make a friend. That's not friends. You can't just hit somebody up on Messenger or Instagram direct messages and just talk to somebody because you have similar interests and think you're friends. And I feel that social media has really, really ruined that for us as society. And I feel it's about what you do, what you say, and what you think. That's how you build a friend. Alright, enough about friends. I could go on for quite some time, but here's the little board, and on the back of that board, that little copper piece, that's actually a touch sensor. So when you touch the back of the controller, it'll actually change the colors of the LEDs, which is really nifty. However, I felt that the touch sensor wasn't strong enough to actually really sense your fingers too much, and it's kind of like it's like very specific to actually change the lights. You gotta like find it, and it doesn't change as easily as you would think. So this is the major flaw with this entire kit. This is the purpose of watching this video right here, and I was just trying to get to here. The part where it plugs into the main board, so pretty much what that little board is doing, it's intercepting the power from the battery. The battery is powering the LED kit, and then you plug the LED kit into the main board. Now the clip for plugging the battery into the main board fit, but plugging the clip into that board, it's hard to see, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And if you read the manual, the plug-in socket inside my controller seems not the same size with the LED kit. Answer: there are two sizes of plug and socket with different whatever. It pretty much said like, yeah, we know it's different, but it'll work anyway. But it didn't. Like, there was no way to do it. So pretty much what I had to do was take off that plug that didn't fit, and I actually had to hard solder or like hard wire this board to the PS4 controller. So this is the purpose of watching this video. If you're ever to buy this kit, is to know that this is a potential thing that you might have to do. However, this is an excellent like beginner project. It's 4 solder points that you have to do. Very simple, very easy solder points. It's not really that big of a deal. However, the kit is advertised as no soldering required. So here we go. It's just power and ground. That's all you need to solder. Like right on that plug, there's actually leads right on the bottom of the board, so you can solder to those very, very easily. You know which one's power and which one's ground, because when you plugged it in, when you plugged it into the battery, black is ground, red is power. So it was easy to know which one was power and ground, and you could just trace it back. So that right there, if you go and get this kit and you're like, oh sweet, like I can LED mod my PlayStation, I don't need to solder. You might have to actually solder. However, in the instructions it says that it fits some PlayStations. It fits some, but not all. So hopefully this was really, I don't know, it's a pretty sick kit. Either way, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope this could save somebody some trouble in the future. Thank you.